Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Sam from Bet. In this video I'll be doing my main card predictions for UFC 270 and Ngannou versus Gun. I'll divide these videos as follows. I'll talk about all the picks and the bets, then on to the breakdowns, and if you wish to support the channel, know how my Patreon can help you to make more profit, stick until the end, I'll show you how. So what I'll be doing here, guys, I will talk about all the picks and the bets that I'm taking, but the breakdown is going to be exclusive for the main card. If you wish to hear the breakdowns and why I'm betting, some folks that I'm betting on the prelims, as well as hear about the lock of the night, top 2 parlay discussion, this is part of one of my Patreon tiers, so again, stick until the end, I'll tell you, how and why, alright? So Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane in the main event. I'm picking and betting Gun. This is a medium bet that I have, the first of the year. Let's see how this goes. Greg Hardy versus Alexey Oleinik. I'm picking Hardy but not betting. Brandon Moreno versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I'm picking and betting Figueiredo. Jim Yong Kim versus Poliana Botelho. I'm picking and betting Botelho. Tony Gravely versus Simon Oliveira. I'm picking Gravely but betting De Oliveira. Kay Hansen versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. I'm picking Hansen and not betting. Rodolfo Vieira versus Wellington Turman. I'm picking Vieira but betting Turman. Said Nurmagomedov versus Cody Stamen. I'm picking Nurmagomedov but not betting. Matt Frivola versus Genaro Valdez. I'm picking Frivola and betting Valdez. Michael Morales versus Trevin Giles. I'm picking Morales but not betting. Ilia Topuria versus Movsar Evloev. I'm picking betting Topuria. So you guys hear that sometimes I pick one guy and bet another. There's a reason for it. I think in the main card this didn't happen. But if you wish to hear again the breakdowns and on the whys, this is part of the other discussions. All right. So let's start off from the main card. I believe this is the first fight of the main card. I think this is maybe the entire lineup is not yet confirmed as well. So let's stick to what I have here and see how this goes. So between Rodolfo Vieira and Wellington Turman. Actually, this is one of them. I said that I'm picking one guy and betting another, right? So what is the deal here, guys? Why I'm doing that, So first of all, Vieira, he's very dominant on the ground. Everybody knows that, or at least most of the people probably know that. This guy is a legit black belt. He's a jiu-jitsu champion. He's fighting another black belt in Wellington Turman that it's not nearly his level, right? Turman, from the top, actually, he does a pretty decent job. He has good control from top, good top game, good passes, ground and pound, mixing some submissions in. But Wellington from his back, he's has some flaws in there. He can be controlled. I think there's a decent chance that Rodolfo Vieira submits Turman. And the thing about Rodolfo Vieira, guys, I think I'm not sure if people already forgot about the Anthony Hernandez fight. Vieira, the problem with this guy is that if he cannot dominate from the top, if he can take guys down and submit them quickly, he could struggle. In that fight, he panicked a little bit. He mentioned that he was not being able to submit Hernandez. He kind of panicked, started shooting, with no strategy behind, guessed, and at the end it started getting picked. He even got submitted by Hernandez. In the next fight, he looked pretty decent with the striking, composed in there, doing good boxing combinations. So I think Vieira gonna do the same here. He's not gonna try to just bull rush Turman. I think he's gonna come more with a strategic approach. I think he's the favorite for this one. But Turman, guys, this guy's tough. He's much younger than Vieira, probably 7 years younger or 6. This is actually a decent advantage for Turman because this guy also has always been in the gym. He's always training. He's under a decent camp in Teixeiras. He has a black belt himself, even though, again, not the same level. There's a gap between them. But I think Turman can practice well enough to survive the submissions. And he's a tough guy. He's going to make Vieira fight. I don't think Vieira likes an ugly fight. Vieira likes a fight where he's pretty, basically doing well enough on the feet and then taking it to the ground. Vieira super physical, but again, he's not fighting a small man. I mean, Turman is not the biggest middleweight, but he's young, so that makes up a little bit, given that he has decent cardio, he's always pushing himself and has the use. So guys, I don't think the lines are correct there. Basically, I have here like 60%, with a margin of error, obviously. So this would give me minus 170. Turman would be plus 155 in my calculations. You can get Turman at plus 230. I think there's value there. That's why I'm betting Turman. Plus, Vieira said himself in the past he has problems with anxiety before the fight. He's saying that Turman is the toughest guy he'll ever face. I mean, he's a nice guy, Vieira. He seems to be those people that super respectful to his opponent. Maybe that's why he's saying that. But I don't know. I think given the odds and give other circumstances, to me definitely the overpass. I'm taking a small bet on Turman. I'm not going crazy, but just that's the why. All right. So how do I see this playing out? I think Turman gonna probably make it competitive on the feet. They're gonna grapple. We'll see that Vieira, if I'm not able to finish Turman keep pushing the pace. We'll see who gets better out of those scrambles in a more like a dog fight. I think Turman's a live dog, right? Ilia Topuria versus Movsar Evloev. Excellent fight, guys. This is a high level one. Back and forth here. I think this is anybody's fight. I think Topuria has more chances to win this one just because he's a little bit bigger than Evloev. Evloev, before the UFC, he had some fights as a bantamweight. He's not the biggest featherweight out there. He's not like long or super thick or muscular or super strong. Of course, this guy is a legit Russian sambo wrestler. I apologize that I misspelled here, but just not to add it again. So this guy's a legit Russian wrestler. He has an insane pace. It's like Habib, is a smaller size. He also has a decent boxing game. He's always moving, big volume, big pressure, lots of ground and pound. I can say similar things about Topuria. Topuria also likes to take the front foot, throw down with guys. This guy's sharp, he has power on his hands. He also has a legit wrestling game. Guys, to be honest, I'm favoring Topuria just a little bit because Evloev, we saw against Nick Lentz, in a split decision against Lentz that was slightly disappointing, and I think it was a close fight. Actually, I had Evloev 29-28 unanimous, but nonetheless was fairly close. I think if Topuria stuffs those takedowns, Topuria has a decent advantage on the feet just because he hits harder, and I think he's gonna be able, to trade with Evloev, land the harder shots. I think Topuria has a little bit more chance to take this to the ground as well. Again, I think because he's more physical than Evloev, at least at this point or in this division. But again, guys, Evloev has an insane pace, insane cardio. This guy will push. If you're picking Evloev, I don't blame you. I'm back and forth there, but I do think there's a little value on Topuria. I'm putting small bet in there, just parlaying him with some folks. Right, so that's my pick here, Topuria, and small bet for me. Okay, I think this also goes the distance. This is actually probably the best bet here. The fight goes the distance because they're both tough and not going to be easy to finish each other. And actually, one more factor here is that Topuria to me has way more chances to finish this. Evloev, if he wins, it's by decision. So if you like Evloev, I would say by decision is a good idea because you can probably get him by decision plus 200, which is a good bet. I may even do a little bit of that one myself to cover the bets that I have on Topuria, right? Greg Hardy versus Alexey Oleinik in the not yet the co-main event. So this is an interesting one. I mean, Oleinik guy is now 44, which is incredible, and this guy still pushes the pace. He still go physical. He doesn't care. He doesn't respect much his age in a good sense. He just keeps coming, But he's fighting the physical monster here in Greg Hardy. That hits hard, doesn't have much technique, but he tried to develop that. Actually, pretty impressive the accomplishment that this guy had in little experience in combat sports. So he's a natural athlete, big guy, super powerful. We'll see what happens here. I think Oleinik gonna take his chances. Gonna get inside. I think Hardy gonna swing hard. No pun intended there. But I think there's way more chance that Hardy catches Oleinik coming in and more chance for the knockout. But we know Oleinik, he's going to get inside, he's going to pull guard, going to go for all type of chokes, leg locks, arm bars. This guy can do everything. He's the boa constrictor for a reason. So I think if you're going to bet this one, it's a very tricky one to bet. I think Hardy, Hardy should be able to knock him out. Maybe Hardy by knockout is the best bet here, Rather than that, if Oleinik could climb up to plus 250 or something like this, maybe it would be interesting. But this is very chaotic, in my opinion, and very tough to bet. This is probably one fun to watch. The under props here should be very expensive. I don't think anybody expects this goes the distance. By the way, this is wrong here. I also don't think that this goes the distance, guys. But it has to be at the right price if you're going to get this inside the distance type of thing, I would, if I have to bet this, let's put, the overs, and this is a very chaotic fight, So this is probably like 70% of chances to get a finish, even more, 75, you know. But you never know at the end of the day how this guy is gonna approach this, you know, especially Hardy, if he's gonna try to be more technical in there. Doesn't sound much likely, but I think he's gonna somehow try to protect his neck. You know, Oleinik, even though he's kamikaze in there, I don't think he's that easy to finish. But again, against a monster like Hardy, so yeah, I don't know, man. This is a tricky one. You know, if you want to parlay the under props, maybe not a bad idea, but I think that's gonna be very expensive. You know, I expect that to be like minus 400, something like this. You know, being minus 300 inside of the distance. The fight ends inside of the distance. So to me, it's a pass. Right, I'll just sit and watch, and probably gonna be a fun one. Brandon Moreno versus Deiveson Figueiredo in the co-main event. Excellent fight again, guys. Being honest, it's a very tough fight to predict. I don't think the first fight was, I think, was closer to what could happen as this one. The second one is difficult to judge, just because, you know, Figueiredo come totally depleted. The guy almost fainted in the scales, you know. So I'm assuming that he's gonna fix that. If he comes obviously depleted again, you have to bet Moreno, because we know that Moreno is skilled, he's talented, he's young, can do everything, you know. But Figueiredo, man, this guy, despite now being, what, 34, 35, he still has got the power, you know. This guy's a giant flyweight. It's incredible how he can cut, as we have seen. Sometimes he can't. But I think Figueiredo, man, he's now training with Henry Cejudo. I think he has to fix a little bit his takedown defense. I think that's why he's doing that. He got taken down fairly easily. Probably one of the biggest reasons, because he was depleted, but still he got taken down the first fight as well, which he looked fine in terms of the weight cut. I mean, I think if Figueiredo stuffs the takedowns, he's actually the favorite. To me, you know, I think he has more chances to finish the fight. Moreno has more chances to me by decision, you know, because Figueiredo is very tough to finish, and this guy is a finisher. You know, he can finish Moreno in a guillotine. You know, he hits way harder. So I think there's more chance for Figueiredo to finish. But again, has to. What I said is only true if Figueiredo mastered the weight cut. If he again comes depleted, it's definitely a fight for Brandon Moreno to win. But it's gonna be probably a fun one. I think this is going the distance, you know, but it's quite tricky in there because, again, weight cut. But to me, it's a pick'em. You know, basically to me, it's a pick'em. That's why I'm betting Figueiredo. Not too confident in there, but plus 150 to me makes sense. So I'm betting him a little bit in there. Let's see how does it go. So I have Figueiredo's the new champion here, coming back with his championship belt. And in the main event, Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. Excellent fight, most anticipated. I'm very happy that this fight gonna happen. Actually, I hope, not, because still there's 2 weeks to go. So from the time I'm recording this video, so I hope this fight will take place. This is an excellent one, and Ngannou, no, don't have to say much, just crazy power. Actually, he tried to compose himself a little bit more. What comes to mind is that the first Stipe Miocic fight, where the guy was, you know, throwing bombs in there, was just ridiculous in the amount of power this guy generates. But then he missed the shots, he guessed, and he lost the decision. Then in the second fight, he was being more patient in there, but we haven't seen much because he caught Stipe quite early, and he finishes everybody within 2 minutes. So it's tough to see what Ngannou actually, what he's gonna do, you know, if he can't finish a Gane, which is likely, you know, because Gane, you know, we know what a master technician he is on the feet. He's patient. He's not gonna go there to trade with Ngannou. He's saying that in the interview, that he respects the power, that he's not gonna trade with him, that he's gonna play a technical fight. So expect that from Gane. He's gonna try to do that. Obviously, Ngannou start catching him, you know, it's probably gonna be good night. He knows that. What concerns me a little bit on this one is obviously Ngannou power. But Gane also saying this a little bit too much, in my opinion. He's saying that Ngannou is too powerful, the most powerful guy I've ever seen, yada, yada, yada. I don't know if he's a little bit too concerned, you know. I don't think so. Maybe it's part of the way he respects his opponent. I feel more this way, but still that gives him a little bit of concern that he comes, you know, anxious for the fight because he knows he's afraid actually to get hit, which is, he has to be careful but not afraid. This would be the ideal talk here. But again, guys, I think Gane is the safest pick here by decision, definitely. You know, if you like Ngannou here, I understand it's mostly because of the power. I would say Ngannou knockout. if you like Ngannou, but not impossible that Ngannou wins the decision, you know, because they have practically the same range. You know, Ngannou comes with a more technical approach, hits one or hits him harder, you know, drops him and can't finish type of thing, you know, for some reason, you know, because Gane, again, this guy is tough to hit, but you never know at the end of the day, Ngannou can do more damage. So I don't know, guys. It's not impossible also for Ngannou to win by decision, but I think Ngannou more likely, obviously, by knockout. But Gane by decision, guys, this is an excellent bet, regardless of what you're gonna do in this one. Even if you like Ngannou, if you're betting Ngannou, I would say that bet Gane, Ciryl Gane by decision to cover your bet, because very likely this is Gane's fight to win by decision. And like I told you guys, this is my biggest bet of the card. This is my median quality bet to you guys. All right, so this will do for the breakdowns. Again, guys, if you wish to hear the breakdowns on why I'm betting the other guys here, I think there are many live dogs here, guys. Simon Oliveira, I like a little bit this guy to win this fight. You know, General Valdez, a little bit of a long shot, but I do see value there. You know, Poliana Botelho, not that bad too. So if you want to hear that, again, jump into the Patreon. For $10, you guys have that. Have all the breakdowns, the lock of the night top two parlay discussion on the prop bets that can come. Again, another excellent prop bet in here, and Ngannou. So that and much more in here. And if you wish to take the ultimate package for $50, you guys have all the bets that I'm taking line by line. This is how it looks like. I have already put most of them in here. You know, I'm not always able to anticipate the cards, you know, just because I don't do this like full time. But in this case, I have many bets that I'm anticipating, you know, already combining bets with the UFC 270. I'm going through 271 card now. So I'm not putting the amount that I'm betting here with respect to my patrons. So if you wish to see that, all the bets that I'm taking, it's basically the same as I talked to you guys, but in here you see the proportion, you see all the bets that I take. So if you trust me, you can just, you know, take advantage of this. All right. So again, guys, thank you for watching. And stay tuned for the video. You know, jump to the Patreon, and I'll talk to you next time. This is Sam from Rodolfo Vieira, bringing the best, most consistent, and transparent betting strategy for you.